There was a time in the history of Nigeria when parents and children communicated in their mother tongues. A time where families played games and told stories under the moonlight in their local dialect. A time where we wore our mother tongues like a beautiful garland round our necks, with pride, devoid of shame, as we showcased our rich African heritage. But with a growing level of civilization and influence from the Western education, more and more people have lost touch with what it means to be truly African. More so, what it means to be a Nigerian, upholding the trust handed to us by our founding fathers. Although the three major Nigerian languages, Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba, have been adopted into the Nigerian school curriculum, there is still a need for collaborative efforts by the government with inputs from all stakeholders towards making it part and parcel of our everyday lives. Language is not just a means of communication, but also a means of identification. And without language, there is no identity. Given that language is a symbiogenesis catalyst of nationalism, it is imperative to communicate to the nationals their civic responsibilities and the need for each person to identify, honor the Nigerian national symbols, and understand his or her citizens' civic responsibilities. There were originally 521 indigenous languages in Nigeria. 9 have gone into extinction, leaving 510 existing languages in Nigeria, in 36 states, plus the FCT, and 774 local government areas, with over 9,999 wards. According to UNESCO, on the average, 25% of children below 11 years are unable to speak their parents' indigenous languages in Nigeria. And if the trend is not checked, the research notes that Nigerian languages will be in extinction in 2 to 3 generations, that is in 50 to 75 years' time. But we must not allow this to happen. To this end, Hiya Nigeria, a 50-minute phone-in radio TV talk show, was created. It is a nationwide grassroots sensitization program on respect for Nigerian national symbols and citizens' civic responsibilities in Nigerian indigenous languages. Hiya Nigeria stands for Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, and all Nigerian languages. The program opens with the two hosts welcoming the audience and introducing the episode of the day. For example, the labor of our heroes past. The host then throws to a pre-recorded piece or insert on the Nigerian national anthem featuring the Nigerian Police Force Band. After that segment, the hosts welcome and introduce the guests, usually 2 in number, as they carry on with questions and answers on the topic of the day.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum.
The phone lines will be open at this point to receive audience input. The segment following this could be a debate by secondary school girls on the topic of the day. The next segment could feature random Nigerians reciting the national anthem in their local dialect. The host will wrap up the show by tying together lessons learned in that episode. Each episode is expected to entertain, inform, and educate the Nigerian populace on the following. 1. The national anthem and the pledge. 2. The national flag. 3. The Nigerian Constitution. 4. The National Coat of Arms. 5. The Nigerian currencies. 6. The international passport. And 7. The national identification card. Hiya Nigeria is aimed at indoctrinating positive national values and patriotism to Nigerians, irrespective of age, education, and class. It is an endeavor in reorientating Nigerians using indigenous languages as sensitization tool on the platform of grassroots civic education units, GCEU, and the electronic media. This project will also ensure that government policies, programs, and activities are better understood and identified by the citizenry. All existing languages and dialects will be used to indoctrinate the 75% of Nigerians who do not speak English language. Also, grassroots civic education units will be located within the wards of each local government area nationwide. Hiya Nigeria seeks to implement the use of these existing indigenous languages as a tool for indoctrinating nationalism. These languages serve as confluence to over 4,000 dialects, of which 2 are second language, Pidgin and English language, which ironically is our lingua franca. The target audience include the non-English speakers, handicaps, inmates, communities, pupils, students, undergraduates, immigrants, and all citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The program, which airs weekly, will feature 3 hosts per episode, with 13 episodes produced every quarter, bringing it to a total of 52 episodes yearly. To achieve this laudable initiative, we intend to create reorientation units in schools, marketplaces, prisons, shelter homes, organizations, and motor parks. Also, there will be interactive sessions with various groups, jingles, and talk shows on TV and radio, in addition to distribution of translated materials of the national anthem and the pledge, the Constitution, and interpretation of the supporting national symbols in indigenous languages. Radio and television stations will critically discuss the national anthem and the pledge line after line, looking into each line and its interpretation and relating it to other national symbols. Each line shall be carefully discussed for 4 weeks. The streaming link will be between the main studio and the language of the GCEU involved. Adopting the use of social media, blogs, and the Tell 1, Tell 10 strategy. Here is a quick SWOT analysis of this project. Strength. Originality with no stolen content of using indigenous languages as a communication tool, strengthening the culture of nationalism, promoting citizen civic responsibilities, grassroots representation of government policies and feedbacks. Weakness. The program will improve in subsequent quarters. Lack of sponsors and funding. Best resource person may be dead. Originality. Research developed may be turned into best-selling literatures. Unveiled facts from history may lead to advancement in patriotism and unity. Threat. Inadequate funding and sponsorship may reduce project quality, inadequate execution by team, rejection, and diversion from original concept of project. Sponsors are expected to benefit immensely through constant advertisement on air to the large number of viewers. We hope to do this by branding of venue and presenters, brand awareness, brand equity, and increase in brand's value in the minds of our viewers. Why not join us on this journey to rediscovering our identity and values as a people unified in our differences?